Young Bucks have no clue. And now the realization sets in. In the words of good old JR, business just picked up. Oh, what memories have been coming down, repelling from the top. And Sting turning the tables on Matt and Nick Jackson, the equalizer. For the Darby, a coffin drop. What an iconic moment in the short history of AEW Dynamite. Sting descending from the rafters. And listen to this crowd, it has come unglued. Unbelievable. Flair smiling from the corner. Scorpion death drop. The icon, Sting. Darby Allin will face Matthew and Nicholas Jackson this Sunday, live at Revolution on pay-per-view. They were looking all day for Sting. They needed to look up in the rafters.
Yo, party peeps, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. The final Dynamite before this Sunday's Revolution is officially in the books, and it was a great way to send off all the big storylines as we get ready for the final match of the Icon Sting. And speaking of Sting, he flew down from the rafters one final time, and what a moment it was. Ospreay and Takeshita are about to put on a match of the decade caliber match at Revolution. I can honestly see either Bryan or Eddie walking out with the Continental Championship, and Swerve got swerved tonight by Hangman Adam Page, and the triple threat at Revolution is still on. Guys, don't worry. Everything that happened here on the show tonight, you're going to hear right here and right now, because the newest episode of The Gift of Gabe covering tonight's Dynamite, Sting's final one, starts, I'm thinking, right about, now. Okay, guys, so we kick things off with Hangman coming out on a crutch, being like, oh, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make Revolution, guys. I hurt my ankle pretty, bad. The whole disclaimer, we knew this whole thing ended up being a work. It basically got, brought out as that. It maybe would have made it a little bit more oh, is this, for real? And then the Swerve a little bit better, but honestly, it was still really good. Swerve comes out. We're like, all right, it's looking like it's just going to be Swerve versus Joe. And then Swerve really totally took a jab at Joe freaking being a commentary at WrestleMania a few years ago in a poncho. Freaking great. And then Smo Joe, great on the mic as always. And then wham! Right to the back with a crutch. And then right to the face. Hangman lays out Swerve. Makes a declaration. I will not let you win that championship. It doesn't matter what I will do. You are not leaving with that title. The triple threat is still on. I kind of figured that's how it was going to be. And the match wasn't going to get changed. Because I'm like, how big of a personal issue would have Hangman would have needed to have, on the drop of a dime with the pay-per-view, right around the corner, to have to, bail out, unless it was something with, his wife or his son or something like that, which would have been hugely devastating, because, again, it's right before the pay-per-view, but everything is good to go. We are all set. I've said it before, and honestly, especially with the Meat Madness now into an 8-man scramble, with Wardlow potentially being the front runner to win, I could see Samoa Joe totally winning here, but I could also see Swerve becoming the new AEW World Champion. The only person that is pretty obvious that they're not winning is Hangman. He's going to end up probably taking the pin in some way, shape, or form in this match, but Swerve or Joe, one of them is walking out with the title, and either way, it really won't be bad, and if Swerve doesn't win, he won't be taking the losing pin or submission, but Hangman tonight, for the first time, swerved when he drove, because he got swerved and he got him pretty good. But it doesn't change the fact that this Sunday, we possibly could be saying, whose house? Swerve's house, because he'll be the new AEW World Champion. Speaking of championships, you guys, the Continental Championship, Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, 3. They are each tied at 1 apiece. Every single one of their matches has been great, but it has come down to this. Win or lose, Danielson has to shake Eddie Kingston's hand. He got the upper hand on him tonight by choking him out in a great 6-man tag with BCC against Eddie and FTR, going with all the momentum now for the American Dragon going into Revolution. I've said it before, I say it again, Danielson is so great as a heel or a face as a heel, especially with like Eddie. He could be a dick, be like, he's a bum, start a whole chant, but then when he's a face, we can motivate you. You're like, come on, Bryan. In terms of this match, I'm really kind of at a toss-up. I'm like, I could see Eddie winning, I could see Bryan winning, because it's only for the Continental Championship, like only that one. Eddie losing, he would still have both of his championships, and it's win or lose, Eddie gets his hand shook by Bryan Danielson. So like, it still forces Danielson to have to respect Eddie in some way, shape, or form. So I could see them giving Danielson the win and giving him maybe like a 3-month-ish title run just to finally give him a championship here in AEW. But I could also see Eddie winning to definitively prove to Danielson, I'm better than you when we, interact, and you have to shake my hand once and for all to prove it. No matter which way this match goes, it is going to be great, and Eddie is going to end up getting what he wants because he's going to get the American Dragon to shake his hand, and even if it's just a little bit, show him some respect. Guys, tonight, Will Ospreay officially All Elite. He is here full time. We are all good, and we have officially have the stage set for Ospreay Takeshita, rightfully so by Don Callis, that scumbag. Match of the decade caliber match. This is gonna be insane. They're already setting up Ospreay to be the face and eventually split off from the group. And honestly, if Fletcher wasn't having visa issues right now, he would have been there, and they could have a little bit of a thing where Fletcher has to maybe choose a side a little bit. But that could hopefully come at Revolution or a little bit of time after when, again, he's able to show up. But look, Ospreay, I guarantee he's seen all the dumb shit that all you haters have been saying that wanted him to go to WWE. Oh, I should have gone to WWE, the smarter con, and it could have been on Elimination Chamber. Oh, he's not going to be a ratings mover. He's not going to be a draw. He's not going to do anything for attendance. Dude, you're just mad because he didn't go to your company. Cry me a freaking river. Dude's going to literally be world champion within the year, have generational feuds, and literally run this place for literally the rest of his contract. And if he honestly wants to, freaking stay for another 5 years after that. Dude's literally going to run this place, and all you dumbass dickheads can literally cry when AEW is thriving again with this man and with Okada and Monet. But it all starts this freaking Sunday. Ospreay versus Takeshita. Our jaws are seriously going to need some aligning after watching this match. It's going to be generational, but don't have any doubt. The Aerial Assassin is going to kick off the era of Aerial Elite Wrestling by getting a huge dub and showing once again why he is Will, by God, the Billy Goat Ospreay. Guys, Sunday is Sting's final match of his iconic career, spanning back to the freaking late 70s, 80s, dude. It is going down, and he is doing it in the match that made him famous against Ric Flair in the Greensboro Coliseum. So he decided, I'm going to do it one more time, maybe even two, depending on what kind of crazy entries he decided to pull out at Revolution. He said, one more time, I'm descending from the rafters. Freaking great. I've always seen clips of Sting in the old days descending from those rafters in 97 and all that, and it was great. I'm yo, this is 97, dude, it's descending from the rafters. And he kicked the Young Bucks ass along with Darby. So whole thing was great. Not everybody, but there are people who are Young Bucks should not be the final opponent for Sting, and they have put themselves in a position to where they are perfect, and I am ready for them to win the tag titles and go on a whole tear like they did when they were champions the first time. Not for 302 days or anything, but at least for 6 months, hold those titles hostage and literally use their EVP status to retain them constantly and just make you literally hate their guts or love them like I do, many of us do, but just loving our EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas. And I'm guessing, rightfully so, it doesn't look like Ric Flair is going to turn on Sting. Again, could be wrong, but the angle they did last week descended into this week's angle. Ric Flair chose the side of Sting. I think Young Bucks are just going to beat Sting fair, clean, and because that's how Sting really wants to go out. No interference, no nothing. and then put the Young Bucks over, help them get the tag titles, and then just stand in front of a sold-out 16,000-plus strong Greensboro Coliseum as everyone in that arena and all of us watching all around the world say thank you one last time for the iconic, legendary career of the man, the myth, the living legend himself, Sting. It's going to be a moment at Revolution. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see after all the crazy stuff he's done over his tenure here at AEW, especially in AEW, but just overall of his career, how he is going to want to just close out this freaking shit by doing the wildest shit possible and finding a way to stand back up, take his flowers, and walk out on his own terms. It's gonna be special. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be generational. So get ready, because we are just 4 days away from one last time seeing Sting be like, it's showtime. Okay, you guys, that is Dynamite. We are done. Ski, put it in the rearview mirror. We are done. Revolution is this Sunday. So much great stuff is going down. Garcia versus our father, the greatest TNT champion of all time, Christian Cage. Swerve versus Hangman versus Joe. AEW World Title. Sting's final match with Darby Allin defending the tag titles against the EVPs Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Meat Madness is no more. It is an all-out scramble, all-star match. Wardlow is most likely winning that to determine who will be the number one contender and most likely big business for the AEW World Title. And speaking of titles, women's title on the line with timeless Toni Storm versus the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. But before we get there, SmackDown this Friday, The Rock is here again to address the Cody Crybabies and maybe address and accept or decline Cody's challenge for a match one-on-one with him at WrestleMania. Rock, get ready for a bitch slap payback to be coming your way, because Cody is making his way and he is ready to show you why payback is truly a bitch. We are 38 days away from WrestleMania 40, generational in Philly. So guys, you're not going to want to miss any of these shows going down. You're most certainly not going to want to miss what your boy, the best gabber in the biz, has to say afterwards. So keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on liking. Keep on subscribing. And most importantly, keep on remembering that when it comes to talking wrestling, who better to gab with than Gabe right here. Okay, you guys. Hope you enjoyed Dynamite tonight. Get ready for an amazing, legendary, all-time great of a night again for AEW on pay-per-view this Sunday night. And get ready to say goodbye to Sting after one last classic performance from him on March 3rd this Sunday night. And get ready for the continuation of the road to WrestleMania. But until then, deuces fuses. And I will see you guys after SmackDown this Friday if you smell what the bloodline is cooking.